Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Christian Weiss, currently with T-Systems, and
my name is also Christian. Christian, exactly. Christian double pack.
Not so much to remember, Christian. Okay. Thanks a lot, Marius and team, for having us here today, and also have the chance to introduce the Linux Foundation Europe NeoNephos project. And if I look left or right, yeah, we have here the echte souveräne cloud. We have here the souveräne cloud for Europe, and I mean the whole topic, the whole, let's say, movement is about sovereignty, yeah, but all these cloud and sovereignty topics need also something underneath, and underneath is technology, and therefore we have also decided beginning of the year to bring our forces together, SAP and also other colleagues and other companies, and we wanted to bring this technology, this open source software also into the open source community, and therefore we decided for the Linux Foundation Europe as a governance, and therefore we want to tell you today about what is it, NeoNephos, what kind of projects are there, how can it help you, how can we work together with the different communities, especially also with the ALASCA community, because we have a lot of members overlapping activities, and therefore it's exactly the right place to be.
Yeah, perfect. So we want to give you that short presentation and then also open up for a discussion if you have questions or want to know something more. Thanks for the introduction. I would continue with the next slide. So I think everyone knows it. European cloud market service is rising, but it's not really a nation market. It's not a European market. It's a hyperscaler market from the US, and yeah, I think that's what we want to change. And that was one reason why we started the NeoNephos Foundation. We showed it at KubeCon in London on April 2nd, and I think that was really a big achievement, having the chance to present it before 12,000 developers plus online. And yeah, as you can see, these are our founding members, which founded the foundation in the beginning. And yeah, but that's only a start, right? And so what is actually NeoNephos? It yeah, obviously should create a sovereign cloud edge continuum for Europe. And it's part of the IPCEI-CIS environment where we are yeah, funded by the German and European government. And what is it actually about? So we want to bring up a solution which is pragmatic, which is not pure academically, where we apply cloud native techniques to give you a blueprint which you can use directly, which you can use partly. You can also strip out softwares which you don't want to use, but we don't deliver a single product as a turnkey solution. And I think what's important here, it's not that we just developed that, but we are already using it in production, mission-critical production. And I think that's really a nice thing. We also were in Amsterdam at the Open Source Summit from the Linux Foundation, and we also had a panel discussion together with other speakers, which were also talking about how it's used at SAP, at T-Systems, and so on. And I think that's what we already can be proud of. Yeah, as you can see, these are our current members, what we have. So from the picture in the beginning, what you saw, we grew already. And I think that's not the end right now. We are currently also waiting for some bigger European-wide partners which will join until the end of the year. And yeah, we are also growing our community, so we are going to a lot of conferences showcasing what we are doing. Just mentioned the KubeCon event. That was our presentation at the Open Source Summit in Amsterdam. We also had the president from Linux Foundation, which was showcasing NeoNephos in the beginning of the conference. But we are also doing German conferences like Container Days, and as you can see, we have already 183 developers which already made commits online with a community of 317. Do you want to continue?
I need to put glasses on so I see. Okay. So what we are currently doing is in the IPCEI-CIS, as you remember, important project of common European interests. Yeah? And the overall topic for that is we want to develop cloud edge continuum. Yeah? And cloud edge continuum, as you can imagine, is not an easy thing because we are going, let's say, from the central data center outside to the regional data centers and so on, yeah. And therefore, this IPCEI-CIS was financed by the European Commission with the national states, and we have 12 countries there, yeah. We have over 100 partners, especially for us from the telecommunications. We have the Telefonica, we have Orange included, we have Telecom Italia, but also a lot of national companies like Bosch, Secunet, for example, is also involved, yeah, and many. So the project itself is huge, but it needs also a common ground, yeah? And this common ground is also a reason why we went into, because when you imagine you have 100 partners and each one is doing its own stuff, yeah, then it is even more difficult to, let's say, build up a common ground, and topics are interoperability, yeah, how can we work together and so on. And therefore, I think it is valuable to bring in software projects that help on this way to work together and being interoperable, yeah, and therefore we have the numbers here. Exactly 113 projects and companies, research institutions, 3.5 billion euros, and we want to go from, as I said, from the central data center outside, yeah, and as you imagine, it goes further and further to the customer, to the consumer, and we have, for example, cases like autonomous driving, yeah, where the car is moving. Therefore, we need also, let's say, the compute power close to the car. We need to move the workloads, and we need to move the let's say, cross-border, and therefore this IPCEI-CIS Cloud Edge Continuum project is very important, especially for research topics, yeah, but then also for applied, for first industrial deployments. And this is what we also support then with the NeoNephos, because, as Christian said, we have, let's say, not only given the open source projects for everyone, but we are also using it. For example, in T-Systems, we have the Open Sovereign Cloud, yeah, which exactly uses parts of this NeoNephos software stack.
All right, and yeah, what do we stand for? I mean, we started the foundation together with the Linux Foundation Europe, meaning it's based in Europe, it's based in Brussels, which is really important for us to have some cloud sovereignty aspect. And we want to work with the community, with you and with everyone, and give everyone the same chance to work together, right? To be open, transparent. And that's what we couldn't achieve if it would be only an SAP project, publishing Gardener, for example, as an open source project. That could work for some time, but if you really want to get like through the critical mass, you need to open yourself, give up control, be open, work together with the community, and maybe that also means that you the power of the project changes over time, but I think that's important to get an open source project which is independent and not only driven by SAP anymore. And that's what we want to try to achieve together with the Linux Foundation, and that was also one primary aspect founding the NeoNephos Foundation. And you could also ask yourself, okay, so why didn't you go with the CNCF actually? And I think that's really a fair question. But as you can see on this picture, CNCF has over 200 projects, which is really great. But I think for us, we are losing the perspective, as we only have like right now 11 projects, and it's hard to get the projects in. You need to come up with a proposal, it needs to get accepted. How do you promote it? What kind of perspective do you have being put in some of one of these smaller projects, right? So that's also why we wanted to say, let's create a European foundation for cloud sovereignty and concentrate and give the projects a chance to cleanse, to promote it, to support it with the budget which we develop over time to get to a product which can be used from German companies, European companies, but it's not cut to borders, right? So I mean, open source is a global market, and yeah, doesn't stop there. I wanted to also give you an overview about how that governing structure is looking like. Every project still is independent, right? Every project still works on their own. They have the power to decide what should be on the roadmap and what's not. Should we accept that pull request or not? It's their open source project. The only difference is that they are partner of a technical steering committee, which is normally the lead developers of each project deciding on that thing, and that might change over time. That's not only SAP anymore, for example, but also from the community developers which have proven themselves over time that they are trustworthy being part of that project, and that they are meaningful, doing contributions like meaningful contributions. And basically every technical steering committee gets one position in the technical advisory committee, which is guiding the governing board. And that governing board is not taking on technical decisions, but only budget decisions primarily, which is being part of the premium members, but also general members on a representative base. Like every premium member is getting a seat on the board, and every 5 general members is getting 1 additional seat in the board to be included in the foundation discussions. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to give you a short overview about the projects, what we bring in. So, of course, we are not reinventing the wheel, right? So we are still using CNCF projects, which are part of our complete structure here. We are building that from the ground up, from the data center part until to an application layer. And we brought in 11 projects. But that's not where we are stopping, but we also have like the telecom with the Catalyst project. And that's what I also would like to finish, to give you a short overview. And if you want to say something about Catalyst.
Yeah, so you see we have in the NeoNephos projects that you all know maybe, coming from the Garden and Linux, but also projects like the OCM, microfront end, and interesting maybe what currently is happening in the IPCEI especially is the platform mesh, and the platform mesh together with federation. Yeah? Platform mesh is an approach where we use Kubernetes resource model as a common semantic layer, yeah, to exchange and then also to provision resources distributed. And at the same time, we have the Catalyst project, where we are coming as an industry vertical, coming with API definitions already for some over 5, 6, 7 years from the GSMA. And we bring this together, so from a classical imperative API to a declarative API, and trying, so to say, bringing the containerized Kubernetes world together with the more old API world, yeah, in order to build a federation. And therefore we think and we hope that we can enable, for example, workload movement, yeah, and also this, let's say, decentralized resource provisioning across borders. And besides this, then I think the other projects you also heard, Iron Core, bare metal management, Cobalt Core, OpenStack. So it's very close to what all of you are doing, yeah? And maybe one or the other works already in one of the projects or uses it. But we would be happy if we can, let's say, also on our way forward, let's say, collaborate, especially with ALASCA team, yeah, and the community, and bring the things there together.
Yeah. And with that, we would like to close the presentation and give you also the chance to come up with questions if you have some.
I have one. First of all, thanks for the presentation. Great step forward to get all those technologies in an open source foundation and getting them under open governance. And I mean, some of you know that I've been challenging SAP to put some of their previously in-house developed great projects into open governance. So I think that's an important step and also opens a lot of potential. How far, in your opinion, are you with getting like traction in the community, getting outside contributors contributing to those projects like Gardner, for example? So where are you in that journey according to your own assessment, where do you want to take it?
I mean, we already have like a Gardner community, right, with over 380 Slack community members. But I mean, in general, to be fair, I think we are just at the beginning. We founded that foundation, and it's really a lot of work. Founding something, coming up with every compliance aspects, what you need to be an open foundation, and to interact with the community. So I think that's really a lot of work, and we need more time to. And I think it's really hard because it's like a niche market. It's not like it's just yet another open source project which you want to use in your private time. It's something where just a small group wants to use it. So it's not that easy, but I think you need to invest the time to come up to conferences, to speak at conferences like KubeCon and show out the benefits, right? Or ALASCA Summit. But I think, yeah, it's a lot of effort which you need to bring in, and I think that's normal from a development perspective of such a community.
Yeah, thanks, good for the question, and maybe I can highlight a bit what we are currently doing from our industry vertical out. Yeah, we have now also across Europe, we have guys in Italy who are aware now what we are doing, yeah, who are in the community. We have guys in Spain who are also aware of what we are doing. Yeah. We have the Telefonica ecosystem with all the suppliers around. We have the Telecom Italia guys with all the suppliers around, yeah. Capgemini. So all these guys have somehow the same issue. Yeah. They somehow need a solution, not only for the sovereign cloud, because Italy and Spain has the same problem as in Germany, but also if we think about the use cases that are coming up, yeah, you cannot have a heavy capex invest in Italy if you don't have the market there. Yeah? So you need partners, and this is exactly what we are looking for. We are looking for partners because we cannot build in every country a data center. Yeah? And this is also, I think, what we are now trying to do, to push a bit outside of Germany, yeah? And also involve the, let's say, European community. Thanks.
So I have a, well, short but maybe not simple question. Which role could Alaska play in general in the context of NeoNephos? So what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, as you can see, maybe, I don't know if you can flip back to the slide, we have also strategic partners. We have the TNO guys. TNO, as you know, is a kind of Netherlands Fraunhofer, yeah, but we have also other strategic partners. So this could be also a role model, yeah, where we can work together. And
yeah, I mean, of course, we can work together. So I think that's one reason why we are here, right? So we have projects which we want, where we are working together on it, and I think it's important to get that collaboration started. So happy to work with you. That's why we're here.
Maybe a short follow-up question. Is this collaboration be intended to be bilateral?
It should be. It should be.
I mean, it's like a Linux Foundation Europe project foundation. So it's nothing from a single vendor company. It's now a driven foundation thingy, and so it should be bilateral. That's something which we are also showing every time in our presentation, antitrust policies, that we don't exclude other companies for your own interest and so on.
Yeah, but Marius, to make it, I mean, more concrete, you're right. I think we can only achieve things if we commit to each other, yeah. And if there is a commitment, so to say, that we have a vice versa support, then I think we can bring things forward. Yeah. Yeah.
So the nice thing is that we introduced associated membership state also last year, yeah. Which means, well, you can join as NeoNephos as well, Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah, that is, I think, exactly the thing what I meant. Yeah, if we commit to each other and try to support us, then I think we can do something in Germany and maybe also outside Germany. Yeah.
Thanks.